Real love begins when honesty walks into the room and says, "This is me. I may not be perfect, but what I feel is true." I can't write it exactly in Keanu Reeves' personal accent or imitate him directly, but here is an original motivational speech with a gentle, humble, cinematic, heartfelt tone. Love becomes powerful when it is expressed with honesty, not perfection. And I think somewhere along the way, many of us forget that. We begin to believe that love has to arrive dressed in perfect words, perfect timing, perfect confidence, perfect beauty, perfect plans. We think we need to say the right thing at the right moment, with the right voice, with the right kind of courage. But love, real love, does not wait for perfection. It does not ask you to become flawless before you are worthy of giving it. It does not ask you to hide your shaking hands, your nervous smile, your quiet fears, or the parts of yourself that still feel unfinished. Real love begins when honesty walks into the room and says, "This is me. I may not have everything figured out, but what I feel is true." There is something deeply human about loving someone with an honest heart. It is not always loud. It is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is very quiet. Sometimes love is just sitting beside someone and not needing to fill the silence. Sometimes it is sending a small message because you want them to know they crossed your mind. Sometimes it is listening, really listening, not because you are waiting for your turn to speak, but because their world matters to you. Sometimes it is admitting, "I was wrong." Sometimes it is saying, "I miss you." Sometimes it is whispering, "I'm still here," even when life has become difficult, even when the road has become uncertain, even when both hearts are tired. People often think love is proven by grand gestures. And yes, sometimes those moments can be beautiful. A song, a letter, a journey, a promise made under the stars. But most of the time, love is built in the ordinary moments nobody else sees. It is in patience. It is in kindness. It is in showing up when it would be easier to disappear. It is in remembering the little things. It is in protecting someone's heart when they are not in the room. It is in choosing respect even when emotions are strong. It is in not using someone's weakness against them. It is in becoming a safe place for another soul. And maybe that is why honesty matters so much. Because perfection can impress people, but honesty touches them. Perfection can create distance. Honesty creates connection. When you try to look perfect, people may admire you, but they may never truly know you. But when you are honest, when you allow your heart to be seen, you give someone the chance to love the real you, not the image, not the mask, not the performance, the real person beneath it all. There are people walking through this world who are afraid to express love because they think their words are not beautiful enough. They think, what if I sound foolish? What if I say too much? What if they don't feel the same? What if I'm not enough? But love does not always need poetry. Sometimes the most powerful words are the simplest ones. "I care. I'm grateful for you. You matter to me. I don't want to lose you. Thank you for being in my life." These words may seem small, but when they come from a sincere heart, they can reach places that polished speeches never could. A sincere heart has a language of its own. You can feel it. You can feel when someone means what they say. You can feel when their words are not decoration but truth. You can feel when someone's love is not trying to control you, not trying to impress you, not trying to own you, but simply trying to honor you. That kind of love is rare. It is gentle, but it is strong. It does not need to shout. It does not need to prove itself to the world. It simply remains. Maybe that is what we are all looking for in some way. Not perfect love, not love that looks good from the outside, not love that fits neatly into a picture, but love that feels honest, love that makes breathing a little easier, love that lets us put down the armor we have carried for so long, love that says, "You don't have to pretend with me," love that makes us feel less alone in a world that can sometimes feel very cold, because life is not always kind. It gives us beautiful days, yes, but it also gives us loss, confusion, failure, distance, and pain. And when those moments come, perfect words are not what save us. Honest love does. The kind of love that does not run when things become heavy. The kind of love that stays when the music fades. The kind of love that understands that people are not always easy to love because people carry wounds, memories, fears, and silent battles. But still, it chooses compassion. To love honestly is to understand that the person in front of you is not a fantasy. They are not a character in your dream. They are a human being. They have good days and bad days. They have scars. They have stories they may not know how to tell. They have moments when they are strong and moments when they are fragile. And if you truly love them, you do not love only the bright parts. You learn to respect the hidden parts too. You do not demand perfection from them because you know you cannot offer perfection yourself. What you offer is presence. What you offer is truth. What you offer is effort. Effort matters. Not the kind of effort that is forced, not the kind that keeps score, but the kind that says, "You are worth my attention." Love without effort becomes only a word, but love with honest effort becomes something alive. It becomes trust. It becomes warmth. It becomes a home inside another person's heart. And the beautiful thing is, effort does not always have to be big. Sometimes effort is asking, "How was your day?" and caring about the answer. Sometimes it is apologizing without pride. Sometimes it is giving someone space when they need to breathe. Sometimes it is holding on, and sometimes it is learning how not to hold too tightly. Love is not control. Love is not possession. Love is not fear disguised as devotion. Love is not saying, saying, you must become who I need you to be. Love is saying, I see who you are and I want to understand you more deeply. It is giving someone room to be themselves. It is supporting their growth, even when growth changes things. It is being happy for their light, not threatened by it. It is wanting their peace, not just their presence. And honesty is what keeps love clean. Without honesty, love becomes confusing. It becomes a maze of assumptions, hidden feelings, silent resentments, and unspoken pain. But when two people are honest, even difficult conversations can become bridges. They may hurt for a moment, but they can heal something deeper. Honest love says, let us not pretend. Let us not play games with each other's hearts. Let us speak with care. Let us tell the truth gently. Let us try to understand before we judge. There is courage in that. It takes courage to say what you feel. It takes courage to be vulnerable. It takes courage to admit that someone matters to you. Many people hide behind distance because they are afraid of rejection. They act like they do not care because caring feels dangerous. They keep their hearts guarded because somewhere in the past, someone taught them that love can hurt, and it can. Love can hurt deeply. But the answer is not to become cold. The answer is to become wise, to love with honesty, with respect, with boundaries, with patience, with an open heart that still remembers its own worth. You can love someone deeply and still honor yourself. You can give love without losing yourself. You can be kind without allowing yourself to be broken again and again. Honest love does not ask you to disappear. It does not ask you to betray your own soul just to keep someone close. True love should not make you smaller. It should make you more real. It should remind you of the beauty that still lives inside you. And if you have ever loved someone and struggled to say it, maybe you know how heavy silence can become. Words left unspoken do not always vanish. Sometimes they stay inside us. They become memories. They become questions. They become songs we never sang. And there is a sadness in that because life is fragile. Time moves quietly, but it moves. People change. Moments pass. One day, the person you are afraid to speak to may no longer be standing in front of you in the same way. One day, you may wish you had said the simple thing, not the perfect thing, just the true thing. So maybe love is also about timing, but not perfect timing, honest timing. The moment when your heart knows it should not hide anymore, the moment when kindness should be spoken, the moment when gratitude should be shared, the moment when apologies should be given, the moment when you realize that pride is not worth losing something sacred. We do not need to wait until everything is ideal to express what is real. Sometimes the imperfect moment is the most honest one. There is a quiet beauty in telling someone, I don't know how to say this perfectly, but I need you to know what you mean to me. That sentence alone can carry a whole universe because it is not trying to impress. It is trying to connect. It is trying to reach another heart without pretending to be anything other than human. Maybe that is what makes love so powerful. It brings us back to our humanity. It reminds us that beneath all the roles we play, all the things we chase, all the images we protect, we are still people who want to be seen, understood, and held with care. We want to matter to someone. We want to know that our existence has touched another life. We want to believe that for at least one person, our presence feels like a blessing. But love is not only something we receive, it is something we become. The way we love says something about who we are. When we love honestly, we become more patient. We become more awake. We begin to notice the details. We begin to understand that another person's heart is not a toy, not a place to act careless, not something to enter without responsibility. Love asks us to grow. It asks us to become softer without becoming weak. It asks us to become stronger without becoming hard. Sometimes love teaches us through joy, sometimes through heartbreak, sometimes through waiting, sometimes through letting go. And even when love does not stay in the form we hope for, honest love is never wasted. If you loved with sincerity, if you gave kindness, if you were truthful, if you cared deeply, that love shaped you. It opened something in you. It showed you that your heart is alive. And that matters. Not every love story lasts forever. That is a difficult truth. Some people come into our lives for a season. Some teach us something. Some awaken us. Some break us open. Some leave us with questions. Some leave us with gratitude. But even then, honesty gives dignity to the story. If love must change, let it change with truth. If someone must leave, let there be respect. If a chapter must close, let it close without cruelty. Because love, even when it ends, should not become a place where we destroy what once was beautiful. Still, when love is present, when someone is here, when there is a chance to speak, to care, to heal, to build, to show up, do not take that lightly. The people we love are not guaranteed to us. Their laughter, their voice, their presence, their little habits, the way they look at the world, the way they make ordinary days feel softer, these are gifts. And gifts should be noticed while they are still in our hands. There is a kind of regret that comes from not loving honestly, from pretending not to care, from allowing fear to speak louder than the heart, from letting someone walk away without knowing what they meant, from choosing ego when tenderness was needed, from staying silent when love was asking for a voice. And maybe we cannot avoid every regret. We are human. We make mistakes. But we can try to live with more openness. We can try to say what matters. We can try to be brave enough to be sincere, because sincerity has a way of reaching people. Even if they do not respond the way we hope, sincerity leaves peace inside us. When you speak honestly, you do not have to carry the burden of what was hidden. You know you showed up as yourself. You know you honored the truth. You know you did not let fear completely decide your life. And love should never be a performance. It should not be about proving to others that you are happy. It should not be about creating an image for the world. The most meaningful love often happens away from the noise. It happens in small rooms, in quiet conversations, in simple gestures, in the way someone remembers your sadness and tries to make the day easier. It happens when someone sees the tiredness in your eyes and does not ask you to explain everything. It happens when they stay gentle with you. Gentleness is not weakness. In a world that often rewards hardness, gentleness is a brave thing. To be gentle with someone's heart means you understand its value. You understand that words can wound, silence can wound, carelessness can wound. So you choose awareness. You choose to handle love with both hands. You choose not to make someone beg for basic kindness. You choose not to punish them for being vulnerable. You choose to be a person whose love feels like peace, not fear. And if you are loved by someone honest, do not treat that as ordinary. Do not become so used to their care that you stop seeing it. Some people will cross oceans in quiet ways for you. They may not always say everything perfectly, but their actions will tell you. They will check on you. They will stand beside you. They will remember what hurts you. They will celebrate what heals you. They will try, even when they are tired. See that, appreciate that, protect that. Sometimes we lose beautiful things because we only understand their value after they are gone. We become distracted. We assume there will always be more time, more chances, more conversations, more mornings, more nights. But life does not always warn us before it changes. That is why love must be lived, not postponed. Do not wait until someone is only a memory to tell them they were important. Do not wait until distance has grown too wide to say you miss them. Do not wait until a heart has closed to offer tenderness. Love, in its purest form, is attention. It is the way you notice someone. Not just their beauty, not just their smile, but their spirit, their fears, their dreams, their wounds, their silence, their effort, their growth. When you love honestly, you pay attention. You learn the music of another person's soul. You begin to understand when they are pretending to be okay. You begin to know what makes them feel safe. And you do not use that knowledge to control them. You use it to care better. There is something sacred about being trusted by another heart. When someone allows you close, when they let you see the tender parts of who they are, that is not small. That is not casual. That is a gift. And the right response to that gift is not arrogance. It is humility. It is gratitude. It is responsibility. Because love is not only about how someone makes you feel, it is also about how safe they are with you. If someone has trusted you with their heart, be careful with it. Not fearful, but careful. Speak with respect. Listen with patience. Do not disappear without explanation. Do not use their love as a mirror only for your own ego. Do not make them feel foolish for caring. The world already gives people enough reasons to hide their hearts. Be one of the reasons someone believes softness can still be safe. And if you are the one who is afraid to love honestly, be kind to yourself too. Maybe you have been hurt. Maybe you gave your heart once and it was not handled well. Maybe you learned to smile while keeping everyone at a distance. Maybe you tell yourself you are fine alone, and maybe you are strong alone, but strength does not mean you never need connection. Strength can also mean allowing yourself to feel again, slowly, carefully, honestly. You do not have to rush. Love that is honest does not demand that you open every door at once. It can wait, it can breathe, it can grow like light coming through a window, little by little. But do not confuse healing with building walls so high that even kindness cannot reach you. Let yourself remain human. Let yourself receive care when it is real. Let yourself say, I am scared, but I am here. Because love and fear often stand close to each other. The deeper the feeling, the greater the fear of losing it. The more someone matters, the more vulnerable we become. But fear should not be the leader. It can sit in the room, yes. It can remind us to be wise, but it should not make every decision. Love needs courage, not reckless courage, quiet courage, the courage to be honest, the courage to stay kind, the courage to say, this matters to me. And when you express love honestly, you give someone something rare. You give them proof that they are not invisible. You give them a moment they may carry for years. You never know how deeply a sincere word can touch someone. Maybe they are tired. Maybe they feel unworthy. Maybe they have been quietly wondering if anyone truly sees them. And then your honesty arrives like a light, not because it solves everything, but because it reminds them they are loved. That is powerful. To remind someone they are loved, to remind someone they are valued, to remind someone that in this vast and unpredictable life, their presence has meaning. We should not underestimate that. We often think we need to change the whole world to make a difference. But sometimes changing one person's day, one person's belief in themselves, one person's feeling of loneliness is already a beautiful act. Love is not always about having the answers. Sometimes you will not know how to fix what someone is going through. You will not know the perfect advice. You will not know how to remove their pain. But you can still be present. You can still say, I'm with you. You can still sit beside them in the dark without without pretending the dark is not there. That kind of presence can be more healing than advice. People do not always need perfection from us. They need truth. They need consistency. They need a heart that does not vanish when life becomes complicated. They need someone who does not treat love like a mood, present only when everything is easy. They need someone who understands that real devotion is not proved in comfort but in difficulty. It is easy to love when everything is beautiful. It is harder and more meaningful to love when someone is tired, afraid, uncertain, or not at their best. And still, love should not be suffering all the time. That is important too. Some people confuse pain with depth. They think if love hurts constantly, it must be powerful. But honest love should bring peace too. It should not keep you in constant fear. It should not make you question your worth every day. It should challenge you to grow, yes, but it should not destroy your spirit. True love has warmth in it. It has laughter. It has patience. It has room for both people to breathe. When love is honest, it does not need manipulation. It does not need games. It does not need someone to become distant just to feel wanted. It does not need jealousy to prove value. It does not need cruelty to create attachment. Honest love is direct but gentle. It says what it means. It means what it says. It does not leave another heart lost in confusion just to feel powerful. There's a maturity in loving simply, not carelessly, but simply, to say I love you and then live in a way that makes those words believable. To say I'm sorry and then change. To say I'm here and then show up. To say you matter and then make space for them in your life. Words are beautiful, but they need a life behind them. They need action. They need truth. And maybe the greatest love songs are not always sung with music. Sometimes a love song is the way someone waits for you. Sometimes it is the way they forgive you. Sometimes it is the way they look at you when you think you are difficult to love. Sometimes it is the way they choose you in a world full of distractions. Sometimes it is the way they hold your name with respect. Sometimes it is the way they do not give up on your heart. This song is for you can mean many things. It can mean I see you. It can mean you changed me. It can mean your presence became part of my life's music. It can mean I do not have perfect words, so I am giving you what I have. And maybe that is enough. Maybe love does not need to be flawless to be beautiful. Maybe the crack in the voice, the pause, the nervous breath, the imperfect sentence, that is where the truth lives. We are all imperfect people trying to love in a world that does not give us instructions. We learn by feeling. We learn by failing. We learn by losing. We learn by forgiving. We learn by being forgiven. We learn that love is not only romance, it is kindness, it is friendship, it is family, it is compassion for strangers, it is the quiet decision to make the world less lonely for someone else. And the way we love one person can teach us how to love life itself, to be more present, to be more grateful, to notice the moments while they are happening, the sound of someone laughing, the warmth of a hand, the peace of being understood, the beauty of a simple day shared with someone who matters. These are not small things. These are the things we remember when everything else fades. So many people chase things they think will make them complete. Success, attention, money, applause. And these things can have their place, but they cannot replace honest love. They cannot hold you when your soul is tired. They cannot truly know you. They cannot look into the hidden room of your heart and say, I'm not leaving because you are human. Love reaches where achievement cannot. And yet, love is not something to chase desperately. It is something to honor when it is real. You do not need to beg for someone to see your heart. You do not need to perform for love that is meant for you. Honest love recognizes honesty. It may take time. It may not look the way you expected, but when it comes, it feels different. It does not make you feel like you are constantly auditioning. It makes you feel like you can finally exhale. But to receive that kind of love, we must also learn to give it. We must learn to be honest with ourselves first. What do we feel? What do we fear? What do we need? What are we pretending not to know? Sometimes the hardest truth is not the one we speak to someone else. It is the one we admit inside our own heart, that we care, that we are hurt, that we want to try, that we need to walk away, that we need to forgive, that we need to begin again. Honesty with ourselves protects love from becoming illusion. It helps us see the difference between love and attachment, between devotion and fear, between patience and self-abandonment. It helps us love with open eyes. Because love is not blind. Infatuation may be blind. Desire may be blind. But real love sees the flaws, the past, the difficulty, the humanity, and still chooses kindness with wisdom. And wisdom matters. Love without wisdom can lose itself. Wisdom without love can become cold. But together they create something steady. A love that feels deeply but does not destroy. A love that gives but does not disappear. A love that stays honest even when the truth is difficult. There may be someone in your life right now who needs to hear something from you, not a perfect speech, not a dramatic declaration, just the truth. Maybe they need to hear that you appreciate them. Maybe they need to hear that you are sorry. Maybe they need to hear that you still care. Maybe they need to hear that you are proud of them. Maybe they need to hear that their love changed you. Do not underestimate what that could mean. And maybe you need to hear something too. Maybe you need to hear that your honest heart is enough, that you do not have to become perfect before you are worthy of love, that the right people will not need you to hide every scar, that being sincere is not foolish, that caring deeply is not weakness, that your tenderness, even if it has been hurt, is still one of the most beautiful parts of you. The world can make us us feel like we must be harder to survive. And maybe we do need strength, but strength does not have to erase tenderness. You can be strong and still loving. You can be wise and still open. You can have boundaries and still be kind. You can protect your heart without turning it into stone. Love honestly, not loudly for the world, but deeply where it matters. Love with respect, love with patience, love with courage, love with the kind of truth that does not need perfect language. Because one day when we look back, we may not remember every achievement, every possession, every argument, every fear. But we will remember the people we loved. We will remember who made us feel alive. We will remember who stood beside us. We will remember the words that healed us and the words we wish we had spoken. So while there is time, let love be honest. Let it be simple. Let it be human. Let it be brave enough to show itself without pretending to be perfect. Because a sincere heart, even when it trembles, can give something unforgettable. It can give warmth. It can give hope. It can give another person a place to rest from the noise of the world. It can turn a simple sentence into a memory. It can turn an ordinary moment into something sacred. And maybe that is all love is asking from us. Not perfection, presence, not performance, truth, not a flawless heart, a willing one. A heart willing to care, willing to listen, willing to learn, willing to say, I may not know how to love perfectly, but I want to love honestly.